Hello everyone, I'm Jim, someone passionate about psychology and deeply invested in the topic of attachment in love. Today, I'm going to share with you a seemingly insane secret that's been proven effective through dozens of success stories. How to get an avoidant partner to come back to you on their own, without pleading or begging. If you've ever felt helpless, wondering, do they still care about me? Make sure you don't miss this video. In this introduction, I'll paint a vivid picture of the psychological mechanisms behind the observer effect and social proof, the two critical factors that create an irresistible attraction. Rather than resorting to shallow jealousy tactics, we'll learn how to subtly and confidently activate your innate value in their eyes, in a safe and authentic way. I'll guide you from the scientific theory to real-life examples, and then discuss how you can apply it today to completely transform your love life dynamics. If you're looking to understand why dating someone new can become a powerful natural leverage in the avoidant attachment response, master the art of projecting attractiveness indirectly through social proof without appearing overly eager. Rediscover confidence and self-respect throughout your move-on journey. Then hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell right now, because I won't just reveal this secret. I'll also share a series of step-by-step videos ensuring you can implement it easily. And most importantly, watch until the very last second, because the grand finale of this video is the ultimate breakthrough, where I'll consolidate 3 concrete action steps to turn theory into real-life results. So, let's begin the journey of drawing them back by unleashing your own inner power. In the journey of love, we sometimes face moments of deep pain when the person we've wholeheartedly trusted and cherished seems to withdraw, avoiding intimacy and connection. This is a hallmark of the avoidant attachment style. Many of you have confided in me with that profound worry. After we've ended the relationship, will they ever come back if I stop pleading or trying to hold on? That question not only reveals the hurt we carry, but also expresses a yearning to be valued and recognized for our inherent worth by our partner. In fact, I myself once fell into a similar state. The more my partner pulled away, the more anxiety built up within me from waiting by my phone for a reply to countless attempts to persuade, only to find the distance between our hearts widening further. Yet it was precisely in that moment that I discovered the power of self-respect and genuine self-sincerity. Instead of chasing after their shadow in vain, I chose to invest time in loving myself, to explore new aspects of life, and to allow myself to shine in a safe, sustainable way. When I shared this personal journey, I realized that avoidant partners don't just return by chance. They only come back when they truly perceive a fresh, compelling value, something they hadn't seen or fully felt from me before. This does not mean resorting to blatant jealousy tactics or grandstanding, but rather cultivating a version of myself and of you that radiates from within, prompting anyone who witnesses it to wonder, can I keep someone like that? This is the power of indirect social proof and the observer effect, where your story resonates not through your own voice, but through the compelling words of a third party. By allowing yourself to step out of your comfort zone, whether it's connecting with friends, taking a class you've always wanted to try, or simply dedicating time to a passion that truly moves you, you create just the right level of inaccessibility to trigger the mystery curve, making your former partner yearn for you. At the same time, each time they hear that you are happy and being appreciated by others, the principle of mate choice copying kicks in. Your value in their eyes soars, as a deep-rooted psychological rule reminds them, if someone else finds her valuable, perhaps I've lost something precious all this time. I'm not advocating manipulative tricks to control emotions. Rather, I encourage everyone to enrich and invest in their own lives with genuine meaning. Through that process, you will not only learn how to truly move on, but also distinctly affirm your self-worth through empowered actions and positive energy. Self-respect is the sturdy foundation that prevents us from falling into cycles of anxiety, blame, or self-doubt. By being sincere with ourselves and with the other person, we send a clear message: I deserve respect. I deserve a lasting relationship. And if you can't walk beside me, I can still move forward with unwavering belief in my own worth. Once you fully grasp this truth, you not only create a natural psychological impetus for an avoidant partner to reconsider, but you also step out of the darkness of dependency into the light of autonomy and genuine happiness. Having explored the power of nurturing self-respect and leveraging indirect social proof to create natural attraction, we now move into the most critical insight, the hidden key discovery that triggers avoidant partners to reignite their desire to return. After more than 48 hours of meticulously analyzing 60 interviews with individuals who successfully reconnected with their avoidant exes, the video's author identified one and only one rule. Avoidants truly start reconsidering you when they feel that your value has risen significantly, and the only opportunity for them to perceive this is when they hear or imagine that you are dating someone new. The statistics are striking. Around 33% of interviewees openly admitted they went on dates or met new people immediately after the breakup. Another 16% shared that their avoidant ex confessed a fear of losing you upon hearing you might be moving on. In total, nearly 50% of success stories mention the motivator of them worrying you'd be with someone else. This is not random chance or mere romantic gamesmanship. It is concrete proof of mate choice copying. When avoidants see others choosing you, your perceived value skyrockets in their eyes, driven by a deeply rooted fear of missing out on something precious. Moreover, this tactic becomes highly persuasive indirect social proof. Instead of you proclaiming, "I am happy and thriving," that message is transmitted through friends, colleagues, or relatives, lending far greater credibility than your own self-affirmation. When avoidants hear from a third party that you're vibrant, appreciated by others, and thriving, they feel no pressure from begging or persuasion. Rather, they feel safe to revisit the locked-away emotions. Added to that, the observer effect acts like a psychological switch. Avoidants only feel permitted to re-engage when they observe signs that others desire you, because for them, the internal bell that rings with others' appraisal of you triggers a phantom reclaim, reflects the urge to reclaim what they consider theirs. Then there is the mystery curve. When you appear attractive, but not easily accessible to anyone, you become enigmatic, intensifying curiosity, even if that information spreads only through word of mouth. All these psychological mechanisms mate choice copying, indirect social proof, observer effect, mystery curve, and phantom reclaim reflectionite in one message. In an avoidant's eyes, you only become valuable when there is evidence you could belong to someone else. Crucially, you are not engaging in deceptive mind games or flaunting extravagant dates. You are genuinely cultivating a rich, fulfilling life, pursuing passions, connecting with friends, growing personally, and sharing these moments on social media or through mutual acquaintances so that the story of your positive energy spreads organically. In doing so, you not only demonstrate self-respect and sincerity to yourself, but also activate deep-seated psychological triggers that lead avoidants to reflect and find their way back more effectively than any pleading ever could. Having just dissected the psychological mechanics behind the hidden key that prompts avoidants to return only when they perceive newfound value in you, we now transition seamlessly into Part 3, Quantitative Data, to illuminate the broader landscape with precise figures. After reviewing and compiling insights from 37 extensive interviews with individuals who successfully reel back their avoidant partners, the author found that 33% of participants immediately embarked on a new date following the breakup. They didn't hesitate or wait for magic, but instead proactively gave themselves the chance to meet and connect with someone new, implicitly declaring their self-worth and commitment to living in the present. 16% of avoidant exes confessed they were genuinely afraid. You were dating someone else. That fear wasn't mere jealousy, but a distorted possession instinct, where the notion of you belonging to someone else triggered a powerful reflex to reclaim territory. And in total, about 49% of these success stories refer to the striking factor. The partner feared you'd be with someone new, as the primary motivator or catalyst for them to rekindle their desire. The 33% vividly illustrate those who refuse to shy away from self-challenge, courageously stepping beyond old wounds to craft a new portrait of themselves. This act of dating anew serves as a mirror, prompting the avoidant to wonder how you can move on so easily without them. While the 16% highlight the depth of the phantom reclaim reflex, meaning avoidants may not actively pursue you immediately, but upon hearing you're valued by someone else, they shudder at the loss and crave to win you back. And the 49% stands as the overarching statistic that nearly half of successful cases leverage this fear of losing you element to awaken the avoidance emotion, rather than any direct pleading or confrontational tactics. These data points are not dry numbers, but vivid proof of the power behind the dating new strategy delivered indirectly, when your actions speak volumes on your behalf. They further reinforce the belief that self-respect and sincerity must be coupled with concrete actions. When you honor yourself enough to embrace new experiences, avoidance, in turn, will respect you by the instinctual urge to discover worth that has been ignited. Imagine the 33% as a strong wind igniting your inner initiative, the 16% as an alarm bell ringing for the other person, and the 49% as a roadmap guiding every step. If you want them to return, you cannot remain idle in supplication. You must live fully and live for yourself. Thus, through this quantitative data segment, we not only gain a deeper understanding of the frequency and intensity of the phenomenon, but also discover the transformative power of numbers when artfully combined with psychological strategy. They become a beacon guiding both you and your avoidant partner back to one another in a journey marked by self-respect and genuine sincerity. Having just analyzed Part 3's predictive figures, 33% of people dating immediately after breakup, 16% of avoidants admitting fear of you being with someone new, and collectively around 49% of success stories driven by the fear of losing you, we now seamlessly transition into Part 4, key psychological mechanisms underpinning this dating new effect. These mechanisms explain why avoidance cannot resist once your value is reaffirmed through third-party observations, positive rumors, and the allure of inaccessibility. First, consider mate choice copying. When avoidants see someone else choosing you, be it a simple date or a friend's compliment, their perceived value of you suddenly soars. A deep-seated instinct kicks in. If someone else deems you worthy, you must truly be precious, compelling avoidants to question their original decision to let you go. Next, indirect social proof demonstrates that avoidants trust third-party accounts more than your own proclamations. When you declare, "I'm fine and thriving," such assertions can be dismissed as self-praise or staged performance. Yet when friends, family, or colleagues recount your radiant smiles during new outings or remark, "She's absolutely glowing," avoidants perceive greater authenticity and credibility, as the information is free from pleading, manipulation, or desperation. The third mechanism, the observer effect, emphasizes that avoidants only turn on their emotions when they can see for themselves or hear secondhand that you are desired. They require this observational trigger to unlock memories of you. Otherwise, they remain cloaked in indifference. Learning that others devote time, effort, and affection to you gently pries open that emotional door. Following that is the mystery curve. The less accessible and more enigmatic you appear, the more compelling you become. Avoidants, who instinctively shy away from the pressures of attachment, find themselves intrigued when you remain somewhat out of reach, fueling a curiosity that drives them to re-engage. Secrecy and distance serve as the spices that ignite their desire to reclaim what they never fully possessed. Finally, we mustn't overlook the endowment effect. During your relationship, avoidants had come to view you as their possession. The mere perception of you being claimed by someone else, even if only via rumor, provokes a profound sense of loss and an instinctive urge to take you back. This isn't petty jealousy, but a fear of losing emotional ownership deeply embedded beneath the surface. When you harness all 5 of these psychological mechanisms simultaneously, you compel avoidants to compete with themselves, striving to understand why you are so magnetic, exerting effort to reconnect, and ultimately returning to you not because of any pleas, but as a natural reflex of their own psyche. Crucially, the strategy must be implemented with respect, authenticity, and self-respect. No concealment, no manipulation, simply living fully in each moment, sharing your joy through indirect channels, and allowing these psychological processes to run their course. In doing so, you not only demonstrate your intrinsic worth, but also generate a lasting gravitational pull that avoidants cannot resist. The fusion of mate choice copying, indirect social proof, the observer effect, mystery, and the endowment effect all converge to awaken in them the desire to return, a vivid testament to the principle that you only become valuable when it appears you might belong to someone else. Having thoroughly explored the 5 key psychological mechanisms, the mate choice copying, indirect social proof, observer effect, Mystery curve. An endowment effect. We are now poised to transition into part 5, categorizing success stories, which will shed even more light on how different dating new behaviors map to the avoidant partner's reactions. Recognizing these 3 archetypal buckets not only helps you choose the most appropriate strategy, but also prevents wasting time and suffering unnecessary emotional strain. Bucket 1 comprises those brave souls who decisively dive into dating someone new immediately after the breakup. They embrace the fear, rise above the heartache, and seek fresh experiences. A coffee meeting, a social gathering, or simply a heartfelt conversation with a kindred spirit. This action is not about provocation or jealousy, but stems from self-assurance and a genuine desire to savor life. The results are strikingly consistent. The ex-avoidant, previously entrenched in no contact and convinced the relationship is over, suddenly feels a pang of regret upon realizing you've positively reinvented yourself. They proactively reach out, sending subtle but meaningful messages. "Can we meet again?" Or, "I can't stop thinking about," triggering the phantom reclaim reflex, as avoidants instinctively act to reclaim what they believe they have lost when they see you being chosen and desired by someone else. Bucket 2 includes individuals who do not immediately jump into dating but skillfully let the news travel through friends, colleagues, or even family. These individuals maintain a more discreet approach consistent with the avoidant's fear of appearing too direct, yet artfully evoke indirect social proof. Perhaps a mutual friend casually mentions your radiant smile at a recent gathering, or a social media post shows you enjoying a new outing, accompanied by comments like, "She looks fantastic." When an avoidant hears from a third party that they might be dating someone, the endowment effect kicks in. They fear losing their perceived emotional possession, and the observer effect takes hold. They don't need to see it firsthand. Hearing about it suffices to unlock buried feelings. Consequently, avoidants become more cautious, asking, "How was your date?" or "Can we talk?" These indirect interactions prove nearly as effective as Bucket 1 actions, because avoidants sense what they stand to lose if they do not respond. Bucket 3 consists of those who neither date someone new nor generate any newsworthy rumors, instead relying on direct pleas, emotional confessions, or waiting in hope that the avoidant will return on their own. This bucket yields the fewest success stories because you fail to activate any of the critical psychological mechanisms. No mate, choice copying, no indirect social proof, no observer effect, and no mystery curve or endowment effect. Instead, avoidants see you remaining in a state of passive waiting, which they interpret as confirmation that they have complete ownership of you. Consequently, very few ex-avoidants in this bucket reach out, and if they do, their contact is half-hearted and lacks genuine commitment. In practice, every successful story blends behaviors from buckets 1 and 2. The more you proactively date new people while skillfully ensuring that this information spreads naturally, the more you amplify the aura of mystery, making it impossible for avoidants to stay on the sidelines. Your chances of success climb in direct proportion to your self-respect and authenticity. You're not playing mind games or deceiving the other person. You're simply living fully, growing beyond reach, and radiating genuine happiness. Under these conditions, even if they remain mere spectators, avoidants cannot resist your pull, and here's the magic. They will independently find their way back to you, driven not by external pressure, but by the intrinsic magnetism you emanate. Building on the clear success story categories outlined in Part 5, from Bucket 1's immediate dating action after the breakup, Bucket 2's indirect rumor strategy to spark loss aversion, to Bucket 3's inaction and near-zero results. We've seen that the true game changer isn't jealousy tactics or pleading arguments, but genuinely moving on and cultivating positive energy within yourself. Now it's time to transition into Part 6, focusing on how you can turn theory into real action that prevents avoidance from slipping away unnoticed until you're fully committed to moving forward. First and foremost, if you want an avoidant partner to come back to you, you must break free from the cycle of self-torment and stop letting regret or longing shadow your days. Instead, boldly place yourself in fresh scenarios, create a dating profile, accept invites to hang out with old friends, join community events, or simply sign up for a class you've always wanted to try. The goal here is not to prove to anyone, "I'm okay," but to live fully, explore new interests, forge new connections, and reignite your passions. When you are genuinely happy and busy, you no longer track every unread message or impatiently await their reply. And it is this absence of waiting that gives avoidants the chance to sense a real loss, for they have grown accustomed to seeing you on standby. And now, witnessing you exit the old playing field, they are jolted awake to realize how significant your presence truly was. At this stage, prioritize self-love in its truest form. Treat yourself to a small gift, plan a weekend getaway, or simply dedicate time to meditation and journaling to recognize your own growth and feelings. Each small step is a testament to your self-respect and your ability to generate your own joy without leaning on anyone else. Remember, during this process you are not waiting for them to return. Rather, you are crafting a new version of yourself, confident, vibrant, and worthy of genuine love. By doing so, avoidants will feel compelled to join the richness of your life. They will naturally reach out, propose a meetup, or at least show signs of renewed interest. And even if they never come back, you will be too engrossed in rewarding experiences, new relationships, and profound satisfaction with your journey to spare a second for regret. This is when you truly seize the driver's seat in your own happiness and self-worth, sending a powerful message: I respect myself, I deserve love, and I don't wait for anyone to complete me. Once you master your life in this way, no one can pull you down into the depths of anxiety. And an avoidant partner will have only one choice left: either step into your positive energy or witness you shining brightly without them. And that's the comprehensive formula to move past jealousy, step into a confident, self-respecting version of yourself, and naturally draw an avoidant partner back into your orbit, from cultivating self-respect and embracing new experiences to skillfully leveraging psychological mechanisms like mate choice copying, indirect social proof, and the mystery curve. Remember, moving on isn't about guilt, tripping yourself, or clinging in desperation. It's about giving yourself permission to live fully, explore your passions, and honor your unique worth. When you are joyous, engaged, and firmly grounded in self-respect, you no longer worry about whether they return, because the moment you no longer need them, they realize just how valuable you truly are. If you found this content helpful, please subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and share your experiences in the comments below. I'll continue delivering deep dives on attachment theory and healthy communication strategies in relationships. Also, fair use allows me to analyze and expand on this material for educational purposes. I always honor the original content's copyright. Thank you for watching until the end. Remember, your greatest asset is your freedom and self-respect. Nurture love within yourself, and healthy, fulfilling relationships will follow.